Alrighty, live on YouTube. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, looks like I'm live on TikTok. Hello, I see people on YouTube already. All right, I think I'm up and running over on TikTok too. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hello, Lily. All right, so I am getting ready to channel the Wisdom Keepers. That is basically a 12th dimensional team that I have been working with for the last 3.5 years. And there's particularly 12 beings that I work with when I channel the Wisdom Keepers, but they have shared with me that there's more than 12. But I don't need to know that. So my Ascension membership is where I channel. And so I'm going to be on a Zoom call with my Ascension members, and they're going to be asking questions. So I will have my eyes closed while I'm channeling. But if you have a question, you can get on to my website and submit one that way. Okay.
Recording in progress.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm like in slow motion for some reason. I was like, I have all this time to get ready, and then all of a sudden it's 5:30. I was like, no, I don't. So, all right. Well, are one of you the host? Because when I got on, it showed that somebody was. I don't know who it is. Mandy?
Oh, it's probably. Is it me?
Is it you since you're on?
Yeah, it said Jen was.
Okay, you're the host then. Probably don't need to do anything. Just be aware. But yeah. All right. Well, I will be back. We are here to assist you with this transmission of light, an energetic exchange to help you to comprehend a new reality for yourself as you continue to awaken and ascend into a new frequency as a human race. One thing we would like to speak with you at this time about is the power within you. As you ascend, as you discover truths about yourself, as you come back into the knowledge of your own divine essence, you will discover the power within. You will discover who you are beyond the human experience. You will discover your ability to create and manifest. You will discover ways of interacting with reality outside of yourself and how you can manage and control it. You will also discover more about yourself as far as if you are connected to a planetary system beyond this dimension and planet. You will also discover truths about yourself of what you are here to experience and learn within this dimension. And many of you will begin to see the karmic energies that you are releasing in this particular timeline in order for this ascension to take place. As you continue to wake up to your truth, you will be able to determine through your free will how you would like to use this power. Would you like to continue to live in a reality in which you have already been in, residing in what you may consider to be a fearful earth? Or do you want to ascend into a frequency of love, unity consciousness, and more aligned with your original form in its energetic body or ether? When you understand who you are, you must decide, what do I do with this? As ancient cultures on your earth also went through the process of awakening in some senses, however, many of them came to earth awakened, and then over time, due to the duality of darkness on earth and the process of each soul wanting to have an experience within this particular planet in third dimension, karmic energy began to be created through the actions and behaviors of humans on your earth. At this time, what you are all attempting to do that are awakening is to release that karmic cycle in order to return to a earth that is in unity consciousness. This earth at one point did reside within the fifth dimension, and due to the density of the earth beings or humans and the agreements that you made upon coming into this earth, the frequency was lowered in your standards and given opportunities to experience outside of your original frequency and soul resonance. As earth, as beings on earth, as humans, you are a part of a galactic family. You may appear as if you are only human, but as you will soon discover, you will find that you have always been connected to the galactic families, the Galactic Federation, and the councils of light that have been in the cycle of creation of all time, eternity. You are coming into this frequency understanding in a slow yet accelerated way, and in a way that allows you to be able to maintain and complete cycles. If you were to ascend too quickly, you would not be able to maintain the frequency, as the density of this earth would pull you back into the frequencies in which you are shifting out of. For a human, for a physical form, it is easier to maintain a frequency than it is to shift a frequency. This is why many of you go through processes of healing, of discovering different truths that are outside of your current reality, and learning how to reactivate the light within your own heart that is connected to the love of Source. As you each are created and connected in all ways to the source of light, energy, and love, to the frequency of creation. And as you continue to learn this truth about yourself, you will discover your own innate power. And in that, discover how you are the creators as well. So as you continue to learn and ascend, remember that you are also responsible for what takes place. You are the ones interacting with one another. You are the ones interacting with yourself. Be aware. Allow yourself to remember the light within and allowing that light to be what is reflected outward. As you allow that process to take place, what is happening in your energetic field is a mirror effect, and you are having things mirrored back to you that have been created in the reality around you. This does not mean that you yourself created some of the experiences that you are seeing. It means that as a being, as one, parts of yourself are creating it. And therefore, when you shift your frequency, it also enhances the ability for those around you to do so. This is why you are so powerful. Because you have intention, you have ability, and when you are able to maintain your own frequency of light without merging into what you call around you darkness, and the way that darkness has appeared on your planet up until recently and will continue to shift in the near future, you will notice that when you shift your reality, others begin to shift to reality. And this is why the awakening is expanding globally at this time. As more and more volunteers from other planetary systems are coming into this earth, more and more light is returning, which is allowing the human race to remember. However, you do have a choice. This is not punishment. This is not judgment, and this is not something to fear. It is simply an experience. And you can trust the soul path that you are on. However, you do have free will to listen to your soul path. We encourage you to listen closely to your heart's frequency. We are now ready for your questions.
Gina, I have a question, 2 questions for Becca. She said, my son's vision in his right eye drastically changed over a short period of time. Was there an event that occurred that caused this? And is there something we could do to help improve his vision?
There are a couple of things that we can see that could be and may be taking place in his energetic field, as everything that happens to a physical vessel and body has some form of energetic attachment to it. It is just determining and using discernment to decide what it is that could be happening in the physical body. What we can see in this case is that there could be a possible attachment to this child, and the need to clear and release it would be helpful for this individual. However, this is also coming from being activated with a memory from another lifetime. We will use the language of past life. Sometimes a physical thing that happens in your reality, in this current dimension that you are in, or what you may call a timeline, could have interactions with another timeline where you are also residing in a different human form or body and impact the current reality you're in. We encourage you to make sure that you are keeping yourself pure and clear in this current reality. And if you need to learn how to do that, seek out counsel to help you discover how to do that. What we will say is that, as we have just spoken prior to this question, your power and intention is what is going to help you with determining how to heal parts of your body and physical vessel. So in this case, it is both of these things for this individual, and they both can be cleared if so desired. We hope that helps.
Yes, I have a second question for her. She said, I have been meeting with my father-in-law in my dreams frequently. Is this occurring for my father-in-law as well?
Yes, there is a connection there where you are both supporting one another. He is acting as a guide for you in this reality, leading towards you, helping you to remember who you are, guiding you forward. And so, as you are connecting in your dream state, you are both supporting one another, him more so for you than you for him. We hope this helps.
Thank you. Jen?
I had a dream recently that I was hoping you could help me understand. I dreamt that I was like, hugging my son, giving him a hug, but it was almost as if I was giving him to another family to live. And I just felt extremely heart activated and it felt extremely real. So I was wondering if you could help me understand what
You were
was
releasing
occurring.
him to his galactic family. This was an activation. You were giving this human part of him permission to be reactivated with his galactic family, as he has come from another dimension to support humanity and will soon come into this realization over time. However, he did desire to want to be a human for a short time while he is here, and therefore will go through that process and remember when it is time for him to reawaken. However, this was simply you giving him permission to take this journey forward and to remember his connection beyond this planetary system. We hope this helps.
It does. Thank you.
Ray?
Yes, hi, hello.
Hello.
When I was a child, like in infant to toddler years, I had a really hard time going to sleep. I guess my mother said I would cry a lot. I was curious if you could tell me what was behind that.
You were struggling with the process of merging into your human experience and going back into the spiritual experience. As you sleep, you each reconnect with the part of yourself that resides in the energetic field within your soul's frequency. And as children, you are also sometimes connected to other planetary systems or other parts of yourself that reside within your soul's frequency. And when you are going back and forth between a earth frequency and a galactic frequency, it can cause fear, because as you come into Earth's density, it kind of gives you a new reprogramming of thought. And sometimes the frequency of that thought can reside even when you leave your body to reconnect with parts of your other soul fragments. And the interpretation can appear dark or disturbing just because of the way that you see it through the third dimensional understanding. So sometimes children struggle with going to sleep at night because they know they are going to be experiencing something outside of their human realm or understanding. And this can cause fear for them because they forget, as they come to Earth, what it was like to be in that atmosphere, in that energy, and in that dimension. And so, what is taking place for you and what took place for you and the other children on Earth that have struggled with this is a deep remembrance of where they have come from and a deep emerging into the human experience. The duality of this can be difficult as small humans or little children come into this earth frequency and attempt to be a human. And over time, it does not necessarily quit happening. However, the ability to manage this becomes easier as you move more into the ego state of being a human. We hope this helps.
Yes, very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Heather?
Yeah, I have 3 questions.
3.
I was wondering, is the movie The Disclosure Day, is that activating people?
It is activating the people that are meant to be activated.
Did it activate me?
We can see it did.
Thank you. Also, the other day, I felt like I looked at the wall and it felt like it was vibrating.
That's
And
fun.
I know. And then last night when I was laying in my daughter's bed when she was going to sleep, there's stars and they were like moving. Is that just, what is that? Is that me seeing through the physical reality or?
Well, your reality is not really physical. It just appears to be physical because of your frequency of sight. And as sight changes on Earth, as the ascension continues to take place, human sight will shift and change, and you will have more ability to see things in the energetic field. And part of this is the fragments of energy within the physical objects around you. And so, if you were to concentrate enough, even now in this moment, you could look at something physical and see the energetic makeup of it, as there is truly nothing physical. Everything appears physical in this reality because of how dense it is. It is a very tight frequency, is how we will describe it. The closer energy combines together, the more physical things appear. And as you ascend, this energy opens up and expands, which then opens up the ability to create and see things a little bit differently. That is why when you shift into higher frequency dimensions, and if you were to come and hang out with us, you would not see physical forms. We can manifest in physical forms. However, we do not necessarily enjoy the process of shrinking ourselves into physical form, but we do that for you all and for sometimes other dimension beings who would like to interact with us in physical form or appearing more physical. It is not that we are ever as dense as humans, but we can appear to be a certain light. We can appear to be a certain color. We can be a certain figure. And it all is just based on intention. And so what you are all discovering as you ascend here on Earth is your ability to see this energy. And then over time, as you continue to ascend into a fifth dimension frequency, even your body will be much like that. Do you remember the story of Jesus walking through a wall? Maybe you do not.
No, I remember him walking on water though.
Oh, yes, he did that as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
This is an example. A light body is capable of doing what it desires. And this is what is going to take place on Earth as the ascension continues. It is not that you are all going to suddenly walk around and run on water or walk through walls. This is something that will take place over time and is yet to come. And many of you on Earth are just preparing for this to take place, for the beings that are going to be coming after you, or humans, we will say. And in this time, you are the teachers, you are the guides, you are those who are supporting the generations below you and learning how to control these activations as they are coming in very open. And in a dense world, it could be very scary to have these. And some of these may appear as if they, in your reality, are strange or have, what is it that humans call illness? Mental illness, where they appear to think and see things that others do not appear to see or think about. And you will be able to support these new humans coming in that will have these experiences and reality shifts that they are going to be bringing to Earth. So you and what you call your daughter are experiencing this together. We hope this helps.
Yes, thank you. My last question in regards to my daughter, she brought up something that is different on her chest. And I tried telling her that, she's unique, and that she should just love that part because that's, the body that she chose. Just any insight or information for me to guide her.
Is this a natural part of her body?
Yeah, it's just another
Growing?
typically had 2 of them, but she might have another 4 of them.
That is beautiful. What a gift. This is a unique child on earth. This is a child that has come to change the earth frequency, and therefore, why not be different than what the other humans think she should be? This is part of her path of discovering herself, learning her own potential, her power, the ability to be love in a world that sometimes does not understand love. As she discovers these truths about herself, the love she has within her, she will understand that she created this body for the purpose of being love on this earth. And as she loves herself, she will teach others to love themselves. She is simply using this physical vessel as a traveling mechanism. It is not her. It is not her true self. It is just a body that she chose to be in. And as she continues to grow, she will learn why she chose this particular body and how it will be used here on earth. Many of you on earth, we will speak to all of you now, struggle with the physical vessel that you chose to be in. What you must understand is this is not a surprise to your soul. This is not a surprise to your true essence. This is a frequency in which you created. You, in your original form, decided this is the body I want to be in when I go to earth. Now, while you're on earth, you may feel as if that body is not okay or needs to change. There is no rules about how you treat a body other than treating it with love. As you treat your body with love, it holds light frequency, which then allows your human vessel to maintain a frequency where it can function fully. So as you love the physical vessel that you're in, as you allow it to be where your soul resides for this particular moment in time, the physical vessel will become a tool for you to express love and not to restrict it or not to harm yourself in a way of thinking opposite of it. So we encourage all of you, as a lesson from this young starseed, to love what you are in, as it is a beautiful creation by you. We hope this helps.
Thank you.
Mary?
Yes, I had a vision the other night. This reptile being came to me. He was showing me, it looked like stars. I'm not for sure what it was. And then he was showing me dividing food in half. And then he was showing me and my daughter outside, and people were coming to us and bringing us art supplies. Can you tell me what this being was and the message he was sending?
What an interesting dream.
Right.
Well, one thing we would like to share with you is that many of you may begin to have more visitations by beings that on earth you may not know can be benevolent or positive. You have been taught on earth that all of these beings could be negative. And it is true that there can be some negative vibrations within these beings. But again, there was an agreement upon earth to allow these beings to reside in this as nothing takes place outside of the agreement of Source itself. But in this dimension, does not feel that way. So some of you will have more connection with reptilian energy. And these reptilians are an attempt to support humanity through this ascension, not against part of their own culture or being, but in an attempt to support it. Just as you all on Earth as humans would like to see the other humans that do not walk in love and unity change, these beings as well would like to see part of their own creation rise in a frequency and change. So in this particular dream, you were having a visitation from one of these benevolent beings, these loving divine frequencies of light that desire to assist humanity. And it was representing to you a split that is taking place on Earth and the tools that you have to help with this split. When we speak of split, we do not mean negative. We mean a conscious understanding of a soul's experience. This can be very complicated for humans to understand at this time because the idea of right and wrong, high and low, bad and good, all of these things are in your mind and on your dimension and in your planet frequency. These are your truths. It is how you determine whether you are aligned with your truth or not. When you are walking in fear, when you are walking in judgment, when you are walking in a frequency of discord, you may interact with one another in ways that can cause harm and be very destructive. When you are walking in unity and love and conscious awareness and very self-aware of how your behaviors and actions interact with those around you, this represents who you are outside of this human experience. The truth, you may say. So as the wheat was split in your dream, the food was split. This was a representation of the two choices that Earth will be moving into and is currently in to decide what path that particular soul wants to take. There will be people that decide to continue to reside in a third dimension for a very short time as others begin to shift into a fifth dimension. Eventually, the third dimension will no longer be a part of these souls' experiences, and they will also ascend. However, they will complete what they wanted to complete when they begin their incarnation process on Earth. As we say, there is no right or wrong. There's only experience. However, we do understand on Earth, it does not appear to be that way. The tools that you have been given through your art is creation, the ability to create your reality, to draw it out, to paint a picture, to be creative in your love. And this dream was a representation of what you are here on Earth to do and how you are shifting reality within your own frequency. It is also a message for all of those that hear this dream of your importance as well. We hope this helps.
Yes, thank you.
Carolyn?
Hi, thank you. I have been hearing more and more of what they're calling the chosen ones. Just wanting to see if you can give a little input on that, if there's truth to that, and maybe what they're supposed to be doing on this earth.
We find this to be both comical and a little bit distressing and sad for humans. The hierarchy and the idea that one is above the other on earth is detrimental, but also needed for your experience. And so when you say chosen, there's an idea on earth that there are only people that are important. There are only people that have understanding. There are only people that have a purpose. Now, this is somewhat true because of the density of earth. However, all of you are important. So when we say these things to you, we do not bring this message through to place one form above another. What is taking place is a desire to equalize the earth experience. For all of you to discover you are chosen. For all of you to understand that when you choose yourself, you are chosen. But until that takes place, there are certain individuals that have decided to come to earth that the word chosen doesn't necessarily make sense to use, but maybe volunteered or decided based on what they discovered was happening on this planet to come and to assist, to bring a light frequency to help the beings on earth or the humans to rediscover themselves in the same light that they bring. Do you remember the person that you all have decided to call Jesus?
Yes.
The teachings of this individual that he brought from another dimension, you may call him chosen if you would like, was an attempt to bring more light and understanding to the human race, to remind them of who they are, and to remind them they have potential and power over their own creation. If you were to actually understand the teachings that this individual brought, you would understand it did not have discord in it. It did not have a frequency of fear in it, and it did not have judgment within it. This being did not want to be worshipped. It only wanted to share truth and reflect back to the individuals on earth who they are. So in this case, he was a volunteer that came to earth to begin this process of remembrance. And over time, there have been volunteers that have come, and each of them come with a specific purpose to channel light or to be light or to enhance the frequency of earth. So in that case, from a religious standpoint, it could appear they are chosen, but they are not chosen by anything. Many of them come from very high frequency dimensions, and it is very difficult for them to come here. However, due to love, due to desire to help humanity, they restrict part of their energy enough to come into these human vessels and forms to assist humanity. And in that, they also take on the human experience, learn from it, so that they can relate to those they are here to help teach. So the understanding that you have held, we hope, is not necessarily something that hinders you, but something that helps you to see how beautiful and loving your own source is to create beings that would come to this planet to help remind you of who you are. Does this help?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My second question is, in my past lives, do you see that I've been a healer or nurturing type of person?
We would need to get permission to look into those other experiences for you. Hold on. We are being told that for you to remain in this current reality, that it may not be beneficial for you to hear that from us, but to discover for yourself. And so we are not going to give you details at this time. We hope that is okay for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kim? Kim? We'll move on to Deb.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I have a question about my trees. I don't know if you can tap into the energy of trees, but I have 2 quaker nests in my front yard, and I think they are dying. And my question is, how can I help them? What can I do for them to keep them from dying? They're getting yellow, and I've tried to water them. It's a drought here, so I'm wondering if you had any input to help me out, or if you could tap into my trees.
What do you think this is representing for you? Is the question we would ask you. As something is attempting to be taught to you through this process.
I haven't even thought of that. I have no idea. I'm just heartbroken. So,
lean into that. Allow yourself to feel the heartbreak. Understand what that might represent for you. Understand what it is attempting to mirror to you, to help you, to give you a new awareness. Expand your consciousness and your thoughts. You are an intuitive being, and you can communicate with these trees that are attempting to speak with you about something. We could give you the answer. However, why else would you be having this experience other than to teach yourself in this particular way? You are struggling with something that is a natural part of physical reality. So what we would encourage you to look at is, what parts of yourself are you fighting against? What are you attempting to hold on to that is attempting to be let go of?
I haven't a clue. So what can I do to
Do you
find
have
that
fear
out?
in your life?
Always.
Well, there you go.
Okay. So
we encourage you to lean into this.
I'm afraid of them dying is what I'm afraid of.
Do you realize that as you grow, as you ascend, you die to parts of yourself?
Oh, probably. Yeah. Okay.
Do you also realize that you are not going to be in this body forever?
Yes, of course.
So the fighting against something is actually a fearful act. So if you were fighting for these to live and frustrated, what do you think they're absorbing from you?
My frustration.
What if you tried love?
Oh, yes, of course. I just assume they know that.
Do you always assume?
Yes, usually.
You assume you're loved all times.
Probably.
Well, that is good. But there are moments where you feel you need reminded, right?
Yes.
So
yes,
this is a moment of reminder. This is a beautiful lesson that you've attracted into your reality.
Okay, I'll do that.
You sound as if you are not excited.
No, I'm just sad. I just feel like crying.
Well, allow that to take place, as this is also a release for you.
Yes, it is, because I just have loved them so much.
What else do you love that you are also letting go of?
I'm not sure.
We encourage you to sit with these questions
Okay.
as they are an attempt to guide you deeper into your own heart.
Okay, I will.
We love you deeply.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Deb?
Thank you. So my first question is, this weekend I was outside. I love to look at the auras of the trees during the summer. And I've talked to you before about seeing sparkles in the air, and you told me that was energy. And then I started seeing tiny bubbles in the air. And then I saw things that I don't know if they're symbols or codes. And I'm trying to figure out what it was that I saw, whether they were symbols or codes.
We are going to challenge you a little bit, if that is okay.
I guess so.
We understand. When you enhance your ability to understand the reality around you and the energetic makeup of all things, one of the things that is going to need to take place as humans, this is not just for you, is the ability to discern and trust and comprehend something that maybe is outside of your perspective of reality. So what we feel in your energy field is that you know the answer already and are just wanting confirmation for this. So when you are looking into the energy around you, when you are capable of seeing the actual frequency of energy through what you call glitter, sparkles, whatever you may describe it as, and then you begin to see the bubbles, you are seeing spirits. You are seeing the interaction of energy between itself. And you are also beginning to see codes that create reality. Everything is made of energy. Energy is made of codes. Codes are made of numbers. Numbers are made of colors. Colors are made of the divine frequency of love. Everything is one. So some of you may see energy as sprinkles or sparkles. Others may see into the energy and what is even deeper in the energy. And then others can see even beyond that to the codes, maybe numbers. So as you are practicing the ability to interact with this energy, you are activating parts of your brain as a human to interact with the different parts of the frequency around you, picking up patterns, forms, and behaviors of the light that is taking place in the quantum field around you. So you are seeing, in some sense, what is really interesting, what animals see often. You are expanding the ability to see through your physical eyes the true nature of reality. And as you get to know the true nature of reality, this then gives you clues in how to change that reality into something new. We hope this helps.
It does. Is that why, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but this is how it felt. Like I don't even know how to explain this. like I was
Activated?
well, not really activated, but it's like I was seeing, but seeing in a different way. You know what I mean? It's almost like I was seeing things inside my eyes, I guess, is what I'm saying, instead of
Well, you are it.
seeing. Okay.
So it would appear as if you're seeing inside of your own self and the outside of yourself. You are it. You are all of it. So this is what's going to be interesting for humans. And humans are not going to notice this shift the way that they think they will notice. At this time, let us use this example. When you get a scrape or cut on your leg, there is a process of healing that takes place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over time, this healing process begins to be less noticeable. And when it begins to get to the very end of its healing process, you do not even notice when it disappears off your body, correct?
Correct.
It is like you look one day, the next it is gone. But it's not that you did not notice the process of healing. You noticed that. You noticed the changes that it had to go through. But the actual shift, you do not notice. So as you are ascending into new frequencies and energy on Earth, what you are noticing are subtle changes in your energetic body and your physical body and your mind. And as you continue this process, the less you will notice. And at some point within the future, we will say, of humanity, there will be such a shift that these things that you see now are just going to be normal. Seeing energy, exchanging energy, working with this energy is just going to be a normal way of being. And so there will not be the questions that you have in this current timeline in that one. You are becoming more of a light body gradually and over time. And when the full shift takes place, you will not even know that you are until you decide, just as you do now, to leave the physical form or the light form that you are in. Have you ever thought about the fact that some of these beings, we will just use the Octarians, which Angie is connected to through Annabelle as an example. If you were to see us in our original true form, we do not have an actual physical body. We can manifest into more of a dense understanding for communication with other dimensions. However, when we reside in our own form, we are pure light. We can walk through things, we can float, we can think and be. Everything is just energy. We work as one unit. We work in unison. Everything we do is an attempt to greater good of the entire planetary system and universe. So if you were to see us, you would just see our light. It may appear as if it's blue or a purplish color to you. But if we were to lower our frequency into a physical form, we could not be on Earth, because that would require us to transform completely into physical density. We would notice the shift from our light body to the physical body because it is so dense. So as humans ascend and continue to learn more about themselves, they are becoming more like us. And over time, also appearing as light. You and many others on earth at this time are having experiences of seeing this transformation take place in real time. We hope this helps.
Yes, it does. That was beautiful.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. The last question I have, I had a dream this weekend. The only part I remember was I was eating like a bag of chips, and I remember thinking, and I don't even know where I was, but I thought, I wonder if the bear can smell these.
Well,
And
that's
then
fun.
a bear was there trying to get into whatever building I was in, got in, and then I kept going through these doors trying to get away from it. I am so lost at what that dream meant.
Well, this was an example of attracting your reality. When you think, it becomes. And so paying attention to your thoughts is important. This is not necessarily a dream that is going to actually take place in your physical reality unless you decide to go out camping, get some chips, and sit there and wait for a bear to come and chase you, which, if you want to, that's your choice. But what is taking place in your energetic field in your dreams is discovering parts of your understanding and reality of how powerful your mind could be. And that in some ways, the bear represents you chasing after yourself and learning more about yourself. And so the choices that you make do impact the reality around you. And that is just simply what you were discovering with this particular information that was coming through in a dream state. We hope that helps.
That does help, because that's pretty much what I came to the conclusion of. Thank you for the confirmation.
Well, that's good. We're glad we can confirm for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jen?
I was wondering if you could tell me what star system my son is from and how I can best support him.
Well, we can tell you that he is a part of the Galactic Federation and that he has returned to Earth to assist with humanity's ascension. He does have connection with the Pleiades and the Andromedans, and he will soon discover these connections over time. He has also had connection with the Greys, which are assisting him with his process of being a human currently on Earth. He is a being of light that has resided in other dimensions for a very long time. He has wisdom within him he is going to discover as he continues to grow as a human. And some of this wisdom will come through the comprehension that he maybe doesn't understand at this time, with being able to read and understand light codes in some ways. This will not necessarily be something that he will discover right away, but over time he may be able to interpret information that comes through energetic forms in some kind and be able to assist humanity in understanding themselves through these channeled forms of light. We hope this helps.
Yes. But I was also wondering, like, as his mother, like how I can support him as he grows into this gift.
Well, you chose to allow him to come through you as you were on Earth. And you are also a part of the Galactic Federation and learning that about yourself. We can see that you maybe have recently discovered this. Is this true?
Yes.
So as confirmation, you are just working alongside him. So just allow him to be who he is. Allow him to go through his process. Do not try to control or fix anything. Just guide him. Just remind him of his light. Remind him he is loved. Be love for him. hold him in energy of protection as you have learned how to protect your own energy over the years. And as you continue to ascend, you will know more on how to support him when he continues to awaken into his truth. Another thing is to remind him when he's having these interactions with his galactic family or with the Greys to not be afraid. As we spoke before about the little children having these experiences where they are moving between the density of Earth back into their original form, it can appear a little scary. However, as he gets older, he will be less scared of this and he will understand the process of how to connect with that. We are greatly looking forward to the near future of working with humans and having more interaction and even possibly being a little bit more physically known on your planet. We hope this helps.
Thank you.
Gina? I have a couple of questions. I was just thinking about my last interaction or one and only time where I felt like I saw my spirit animal while I was laying in bed, and I called upon them to see them again. And I don't know if it's because I'm not maybe at the right frequency. Are they around me and I'm just not aware of it because I'm not tuned in? How could I create more of those experiences?
Well, sometimes what you consider to be a spirit animal maybe not be an actual animal. It could be appearing in a different form to you. And so when you're looking for the same thing, it could have transformed into light or to energy or to a feeling or a sensation. And so the physical density that you all say are spirit animals or spirit guide animals are just the forms that you allow to take place in your energetic field to connect with these beings of light that are with you. And so it is not necessarily that it is not representing an animal, but in this, it is maybe not presenting itself to you in that same form. However, if you were to pay attention to energy instead of looking for the particular animal and just feel into it, you will activate a part of your own natural gift that gives you the ability to sense and know when it is with you and around you, as it always is. It's just about you tuning in to that frequency. And so in a way, you are being taught to trust yourself and to use other parts of your intuitive gifts to interact with the beings around you. As some of you try very hard to interact with these beings of light that you call guides and often miss the actual connection with them because you're expecting it to come a certain way. If we were to not interact with you in all ways, then you would rely on us too much and not make decisions as a human. We are not here to force you to do anything. We're here to guide you. We are here to interact with you and give you support on your journey. But that support is always reflecting back to you and your internal power and reconnecting with your own divine essence. And so when we do not engage with you, or what you will say your guides do not engage with you fully, it is not because there's something wrong. It is because there is an adjustment taking place for you to learn how to trust yourself more, and maybe tuning in a little bit deeper into your heart frequency, and then expanding that understanding out and sensing and feeling what it is that you sense and feel. And then that interaction, we're seeing it again, can take place. This is all a growing process. And it is simply because of the density of Earth that you are going through this. And over time, it will not necessarily take place the way that it is in your current reality. We know this is confusing, but you can trust yourself and you can trust that your intentions are pure and your spirit animal did not go anywhere. They are still there. We hope this helps.
Yes, it does. Thank you. I have another question, and it could be a loaded question, but I'm curious what daily practices have the greatest ripple effect on our health and well-being while here.
Channeling your own light, remembering to activate the frequency of love within you towards yourself and towards all humanity. When you are in a frequency of love, and we do not mean human love, we do not mean conditional, we do not mean a idea of effort and force. We mean a frequency of, how do we describe love in a form of being? Love in the form of peace. Love in the form of stillness. Love in the form of truth and grace. Love in the form of kindness. There is no true way to describe the truth of love that you are all from and what we are also from, because it is too magnificent to describe in the human way. You on earth will likely never be able to fully understand and experience this, but your soul does know this light. And so when you reconnect with yourself in stillness and love, and you sit with that frequency, it must, and it does, and it will impact your physical vessel. Now, when you do this, you may feel things come up in you. You may feel emotional. You may feel vibrations. We encourage you to let your physical vessel have all of the emotions and experiences that it needs to have, because as it does that, it enhances the ability to hold this frequency of love within and expand it outward. We hope that helps.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a couple questions. Can you tell me what was the blue sphere my guardian angel placed in my heart center?
It was just simply an activation of your own energy. It was not necessarily anything that resided outside of you that was not already you. It was a healing frequency of light, as blue often represents healing. And what was taking place was a shift, or maybe a cutting out of something old and allowing new frequency of light to come in. So this is not something that actually penetrated fully within that one moment and experience. It is something that is unfolding within you. And as that continues to unfold within you, you activate more of that healing frequency and light that then you carry with you as you walk this earth. And as you walk this earth, you are already doing this. You are changing the energetic atmosphere and field. And so therefore, anywhere you go, you are making an impact. We hope this helps.
Yes, thank you. Also, can you give me any more information on the book of knowledge that was given to me?
This is your own unique book, the one that you created for yourself to discover your own truth, the knowledge of who you are, where you have resided, where you are coming from, the knowledge of why you are here on earth, the knowledge of your soul's desires, the knowledge of the karmic creations that you wanted to have within your human experience. And in many ways, the book of knowledge that you are currently residing in is your own blueprint and soul's frequency. And so what you may be doing is working your way through this book of life. And then this particular chapter, you are a human. So you are being reactivated with understanding the knowledge of yourself. We hope this helps.
Yes, thank you. And my last question, I think in this lifetime, Angie told me the other day that I had something happen to me at the age of 8, possible abduction. Can you see into that at all?
Yes, we can. Are you wanting information?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let us see if they will allow us to tell you. It does appear as if you had interactions with beings of light. Hold on. We will share this much with you, as you will discover these truths on your own in the very near future, as you continue to wake up to the book of your life and understanding yourself and who you are and why you were here, that there was an activation for you at this time. And in many ways, they were working on your energetic field and frequency. And you did, for a very short time, have what is considered on your earth a frequency device that helped you or kept track of you, we will say, as you went through your human experience. And so the interactions that you had with these beings were basically checking in on you and how you were doing here on Earth. We hope this helps.
Yes. Is that device still inside of me?
Let us look. We are, hold on, we need permission. We can tell you this much. There does appear to be one device. It is on the left side of your body, in the upper part. This is all we can tell you at this time.
Thank you very much. That's all of our questions. Thank you, Wisdom Keepers.
Well, we have greatly enjoyed this experience. We hope that the information and knowledge that you have received in this connection of light that we have channeled through gives you the ability to see yourself in a frequency of love. We love you dearly, and we anticipate continuing conversations with you in the future. Thank you. Hello. Can't see. All right. Well, thank you guys. That was long. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. I will see you guys later.
It was just beautiful. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. All righty. YouTube. Thank you for being here. And it looks like TikTok went ahead and quit on its own. Questions. If you're still on here, Michelle, you're welcome to send one through my website. You just get on angieharris.org and there's a way to submit one question on there, or you could join the Ascension membership and ask questions every week. So hopefully that helps. But All right. I will see you guys next Wednesday at 5:30 again. Have a good night.